The Creative Pebble V3s have just dropped and I have got my hands on a pair. Stay tuned for the detailed review. Hello guys, welcome back to Take It Easy. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Pebble V3 from Creative. Before we jump into the video, if you are new here, please do subscribe to the channel and leave a like and a comment if you find the video helpful. Anyway, I'm going to try and dial down the normal YouTuber babble for this review, so make sure you've subscribed so I can do that in the next one. So let's dive into a quick unboxing of the rather snazzy looking Pebble V3 speakers from Creative. If you've not checked already, these will set you back around £35 or roughly $45 US. And I have to say, for that price, based off my first impressions of the build quality, I'm absolutely staggered. But looking good and feeling good is one thing. We of course need to know how these sound, which we'll get to later on. For now though, let's pay attention to what's included in the box. You of course get the speakers themselves, boasting a really fresh, modern, minimal design. Also included is a USB Type-C to A adapter, because these of course use a USB Type-C connection with the option to use Bluetooth 5.0 or an AUX connection. You will of course need to power them with a USB Type-C connection to make use of those features though. Other than that, inside the box you'll just get your usual manuals and guides, and that's just about it. The cables required for the speakers are all fixed into the units themselves. I'm not really sure if I like this, but at least you're not going to lose the cables. A few other specs to pay attention to: the Creative Pebble V3s feature powerful 2.25-inch full range drivers and passive radiators for an enhanced audio experience. Built into the bottom of the Pebble V3's right speaker is a gain switch which automatically activates high gain mode for amplified sound. Also featured in the Creative Pebble V3s is clear dialogue audio processing, which essentially means it's easier to hear voices when watching movies or listening to podcasts without having to fiddle with the volume control. Lastly, the Creative Pebble V3s maintain the same 45-degree elevated drivers as its predecessors. The audio is directed right at your ears, putting you in the sweet spot for a more immersive experience. Something I could definitely feel when testing. Speaking of testing, let's get down to business and talk about the important parts. How do they sound? Well, my opinion on the sound quality is the same as it was on the build quality, just staggering. Yes, there will of course be better speakers out there, but I'm doubtful many, if at all, will come close in the Pebble V3's price bracket. They really are exceptional value for money. I tested them via a Bluetooth connection and a Type-C connection, and both really impressed me. On the Bluetooth front, there was no noticeable loss in connection or dropouts, even when I was a good distance away from the speakers. The sound felt rich and crystal clear, especially when watching movies. The bass was just enough for me, but I could see how some people might complain about that because it wasn't exactly rumbling, but I felt it was sensible on a device that was so small. You can definitely feel the power of the bass at higher volumes though, which does bring me on to my only ever so slight issue with these speakers, and that is that I think they could have been ever so slightly louder. I personally would never use them at higher volumes or even max volume, but I know this will matter to some others, so do bear that in mind. Also, on the subject of sound quality, I can definitely feel the benefit of those elevated drivers that are angled to give you a more immersive experience. However, once you step out of that bubble, the sound isn't quite as immersive as when you're sat directly in front of them, which I suppose only highlights the level of immersion you actually get from setting them up correctly. I only wanted to mention this as whilst I was in a different room, the music felt significantly less clear. Not so much a bad point though, as obviously when you move away from any speakers you're going to get that, but I just wanted to highlight the immersion you actually get when you're sitting directly in front of them. Now, something else I'd like to mention is that of course it's USB Type-C, so the temptation to plug your phone and tablet in is there, and I went ahead and gave it a try, and the sound seemed to be fine through both my tablet and my Note 10. At one point there wasn't anything coming from my tablet, but I think this might have just been a setup problem. Now, I'm not too sure if this is their intended use. Part of me wants to say that you need something with a slightly better power supply, but either way I did manage to get it working directly from my phone. All in all, what you get in such a small package at a very competitive price is simply mind-blowing. It's rare you find a product that ticks all the boxes, and the Creative Pebble V3s do just that. They're extremely aesthetically pleasing, they sound phenomenal, and they're very sensibly priced. What more could you ask for? Looking forward to the future, I would love to see some more colour variations of the Pebble V3s, such as white, red, or perhaps even a navy blue. They already look really smart, so it would be really nice if we could get a bit creative with them, excuse the pun. So before we end the video, let's quickly recap the most important points. Connectivity wise, you have the choice of Bluetooth 5.0, USB Type-C and AUX. Sound quality is good, volume could be louder, and the bass is neither high or low, it sort of sits around the middle. Build quality is exceptional, as is the pricing, so overall you have the green light for me. Just be careful with which devices you decide to use with it, as some devices might not have the correct power output. All in all, an absolutely stunning product. Thank you so much to Creative for sending this out to me for review. As always, let me know in the comments what you thought of it, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so they were the Creative Pebble V3. Thank you so much to Creative for sending these out. I really did love them. As always, let me know in the comments section what you thought of the product. And if you are thinking about buying some, please do use the links down in the description, as it really helps the channel out. Again, if you could subscribe to the channel if you're not already, that would be amazing. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.